COVID-19 has highlighted issues such as the inequality, poverty, and a possible infringement of human rights. The views were expressed by a number of legal experts on Tuesday as they formed part of the virtual panel of speakers at the 6th Biennial Conference of the Caribbean Court of Justice. Khrystal Wilson has more in this report.
The COVID-19 pandemic has affected and impacted lives globally. It's caused world leaders to revise public health laws, close schools, impose curfews, and in several other countries, call a state of emergency. But at a virtual Caribbean Court of Justice conference on Tuesday, legal experts weighed in on the legal dimensions arising from the COVID-19 pandemic. One local attorney and head of the Faculty of Law at UWI St. Augustine, Rosemary Bell Antwine, said COVID-19 has forced heads of state to stare inequality in the face. She used the education system as an example.
Poor schools in poor areas are not as well resourced, and we saw in COVID how this played out, how this was very evident. So those who didn't have the laptops, the lens of equality really pierced through the system. Those who didn't have the internet couldn't really be educated in the same way as the rich kids.
Professor Bell Antwine said this pandemic has brought to light the hardships faced by those living in poverty. She said these are legitimate legal issues when deconstructed to reflect the meanings of civil liberties and human rights.
So this is why this notion of structural inequities, looking at the impact of superficially neutral paradigms, would be helpful for us in a legal context, and COVID-19 is forcing us to steer these structural paradigms of inequality straight in the face.
And while measures have been implemented worldwide to guard against the coronavirus, former chair of the Independent Jamaica Council for Human Rights, Dr. Lloyd Barnett, says in doing so, some people's rights have possibly been infringed.
And the restrictions are quite extensive, both in scope and sometimes in time. And so we have to consider what is the appropriate legal formula which should be adopted.
Other possible legal infringements that might have taken place during this COVID-19 pandemic: the privacy of members of the public, as medical experts track the movements of confirmed COVID-19 cases and persons identified during contact tracing. Khrystal Wilson, TTT News.